I swear, Bay, why did you show up yourself? I would just go with this, because otherwise this feels dumb. Her only ability against Kane is like her toughness. Are we going to see another third degree? Rusauka Torture's side is showing up. Red, please help faster? Okay, Rusauka, I don't know if I want to see you torturing people anymore. This is painful to watch and read. Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of DS Irae, so let's just jump straight into the action because Wilhelm is going to fight Shiro, and this is such an unfair fight, especially in this domain, that I have no idea how the Shiro can even survive this. I mean, yeah, he's clever, he's cunning, he's incredible, but he's still just a human, and Wilhelm basically can attack from any direction. He's like invisible or something, like he's nowhere to be seen, so what the hell. Yeah, let's just go to the episode. I don't want to like talk much because the more I talk in the beginning, the less episodes we can have. So yeah, so I don't have that much time to record this. So yeah, let's go. Once they could no longer see Ren, Shiro and Wilhelm sprang into action. Their first strike came at the same moment, revealing the overwhelming difference between their overlapping attacks. Surging gunshots vanished, replaced by the roar of the soaring stakes as they tore the air asunder. Demonic weapons he launched as though for fun shot forwards, putting the modern firearm they opposed to shame. Wait, so Wilhelm just like showed up himself? Wilhelm, what the fuck? Why? Okay, this is dumb. Why Wilhelm show up himself suddenly? He was nowhere to be seen in the previous episode. He just attacked them through the cracks and through this domain. That was overpowered as fuck. Sorry, YouTube. Yeah, I know, new policy about cursing stuff, yeah, okay. Whatever. Ah! Wilhelm launched forward with the roar and a swift right hook that tore through all. It was unfocused and ruthless. A deadly talon with naught but pure power behind it. And Shiro somehow managed to dodge the air-splitting arm. What would that accomplish in the end? His gun meant nothing. He had tried it on the demon before, but the bullets couldn't even pierce his skin. Yeah, like what you can do. He already shot him in the eyes, eardrums, directly in the tiptoes, all the way to his ribs. It did nothing. Shiro marksmanship bordered the realm of superhuman. His ability to hit bullseye with each and every one of his shots while dodging Wilhelm's deadly fists stood testament to his deep-rooted abnormality. Like before, he couldn't actually make out his foe's attacks, not to mention that if even one of them hit, he would be done for. He was still as human as he was last time. He understood better than anyone that he would break apart like a scarecrow if he got hit. And so, to him, this was undoubtedly just as much a spontaneous effort as it was the one-sided game, whose result was already set in stone. I swear, Bay, why did you show up yourself? You had perfect opportunity to finish them off. You didn't have to like show up yourself. What? Okay, that like this episode confusing me. Why Wilhelm? I have a headache. What the fuck? I guess he wanted to have like rematch actual duel against Shiro. That's why he would show up himself. That makes sense because he wants to feel the rush of the battle and not just like assassinate people through the shadows, as what his domain pretty much doing. I guess I can accept it that way. I think I will just accept it that way. Like, he showed up before Shiro because he officially requested duel, basically. So, yeah. I would just go with this, because otherwise this feels dumb. With the first round over, both parties were done testing each other. Just like they were animals belonging on completely different levels of the food chain, so did the way they approached the fight differ. The Impaler, a cruel bloodthirsty vampire, an atrocious scoundrel clad in the Night Blessing, in the shape of the stakes forming all over his body. With his brutality and complete control of both offense and defense, and openings for his opponents to exploit, with the decades of fighting experience, Wilhelm was leagues beyond Shiro Yusa in every aspect. In truth, Shiro hadn't probably perceived a single one of the Wilhelm's attack from the moment the battle began. Yeah, just like before. Though he'd unleashed countless bloody stakes and supersonic punches, the entire hallway was completely decimated at this point. Shiro hadn't seen any of them, and it would be far-fetched to consider Shiro could have been predicting Wilhelm's moves, given the difference in their combat experience. So Shiro must have dodging them somehow. Great. Just the intuition. He had like ultra instinct. He would given himself to his instincts, and if having obtaining divine foresight, kept performing what should have been 1 in the 1,000, no, 1 in the 10,000 miracles dodge. Yet he's not really prepared, probably. Or maybe he is, but we don't know yet. I mean, last time he had like he just froze Wilhelm, so that was a cool move. Didn't do nothing, didn't like do much, but still, it stopped his like moves for a second, I guess. And as such, Wilhelm was also drawn to the inexpressible potency of this blade. He was up against subclass Monkey, who didn't have enough power to match him on equal terms. Yet he proved to betray all expectations last time. He simply couldn't help feeling that the brat would finally find a way to thoughtfully entertain him. Okay. A game like that was one of a kind. Is this like possible to have? Oh yeah. So this background can be like in the 4 to 3. He was the strangest beast. He had meet in the path of carnage. He might have not possessed the one-eyed Ashen Knight Perseverance obsessions, but in this case alone, Wilhelm too was most curious to know what that brat inside looked like. And in truth, Shiro never once thought of giving up. It was his mind rather than his body that was in overdrive. Holes littered in building, stakes showered from all angles like a squall. Yet Shiro paid no heed to the gradually accumulating cuts over his body, and instead calmly thought over the design of the attacks he dodged up until this point. The first thing he verified was that the demons of the obsidian table excelled in endurance and tolerance for damage. Yeah, pretty much. As long as he had to fight the bastards, it was an obvious decision to first figure out the method to actually wound them. Looking towards things in the long run, during a situation where a single hit would kill him instantly was insane in and of itself. And to make matters worse, Shiro was yet unaware of the fact his foes had long eliminated all other human weak points. Yeah, so he's still going to try the weak points like ice and stuff like he did. So any onlookers would see Shiro struggle not more than folly. The cruel despair of being a river without a paddle. At the very least, there was no greater opponent than Wilhelm for Shiro to study their weakness. The evil demon was so interested in the young man that he was willing to play along him to a certain level, since he had a tendency to jest and underestimate his opponents. A trait held by many of those with overwhelming power, he was truly ideal for Shiro to try all sorts of tricks. And what was more,
うさんくさいんだよ。無敵なんつうのはガキの妄想かっつうの。
yeah, I could expect that Wilhelm don't like it. Because based on Wilhelm's personality, he would like to have like some thrill of the battle. He's basically like fighting with Shiro, he probably feels like One Punch Man. Like, yeah, he can do nothing with me, and I'm just like basically playing with him. I can just kill him in like one hit, like whatever. Like, Bei is probably bored as hell at this point. Like, for a long time, they probably never had any worthy opponent. And Bei is just like... It's just like, I don't know, you would try to hunt mouse in your house or something. And he would like to fight tiger and feel threatened, basically. He couldn't stand the fact Ren was the only one who received a real trump card in this entire business. Shiro continued to dodge past the raining dance of death, muttering juvenile complaints under his breath. All of his attempts to counterattack ended up in utter failure. Shiro's complaints about the bastard's fortitude were perfectly valid. His bullets could not even leave a scratch on his eyes and eardrums. The abomination did not even flinch. He may have had a super human-shaped body, but he possessed none of the weak points a human should. It didn't appear that modern guns could even irritate the demon of the night. A wolf has no match for a rifle. Also, I wonder if Bei is weaker during the day. Because we remember from when he talked with Sakurai, at the school grounds, she was like, you shouldn't be here during day or something like that. So I wonder if he's like actually weaker during day. Like, it's like his weakness. Maybe he's like nearly invincible during the night, like a vampire. But he's actually like weaker and like maybe easier. Maybe he can be hurt with like firearms during day. Maybe he's that weak. I wonder. We never once saw them fighting during day, if you think about this. Huh. A wolf who is no match for a rifle. The strong devour the weak. Such was the law of the world. And that was a simple fact, rendered all over Shiro attempts to fight back completely futile. That was the nature of absolute strength. It all allowed for no IFS, no questioning and no doubts. One could not overturn the perfect laws of the food chain by mere tricks and scientific gadgets. Or at least, they should have been so. Shiro knew that his opponent wasn't the type who sought the sword of the uncharming and faultless strength that would render him invincible. Wilhelm would be damned if he had to put up with the boring fights and easy victories. Yeah, and that's what like probably happening to him all the time. That's why he's pissed all the time. All who opposed him were as much his food and prey as they were his rivals. He did not mind some resistance, rather he welcomed it with the open arms. In short, it was the matter of thrills. One needed challenges and a sense of achievement to truly feel alive, and so Wilhelm lasted for the battlefield where he could rejoice in fulfilling carnage. And if that carving was so deep-rooted in the vampire as Shiro fought, yeah, I like this CG actually of Wilhelm. This is such a cool CG. I like this version more than the version with the spikes. Like, the version with the spikes feels very odd and weird. We know there's a version of with the spikes, right? From his body, from like previous fight. But this one is freaking amazing. I love this one.
どれにしようか選んでるんだからいや
With that, Shiro suddenly turned the very epicenter of the stakes barrage and dashed forward. The two unwavering arrogances clashed. Both of them were certain in their victory. Both of them saw thrills. And with that bizarre twinkle of empathy between them, the two finally shifted their battle into a true fight to death. Damn. Meanwhile, oh, we're having meanwhile, okay. As Shiro and Wilhelm battle waged on, Kay was out in the courtyard trying to stop Kane rampage. Oh yeah, okay, so Ren is going for the controller basically, for the Rusauka. He don't know that she's controlling Kane, but still, he's going for Rusauka, and Sakurai is going to confront Kane directly. Wouldn't that count as opposing the LDO and Reinhardt? Wouldn't that kill her? Because of the free rules that they have? Also, Kane has... That definitely counts as the violation of the third rule of betraying Reinhardt. Basically anything they do can like... She do can like... BS betraying Reinhardt. Or Heldrich. I don't know which one I should call him. Maybe Reinhardt is actually easier. There was little distance between her and the dead berserker. She could close that gap in a beat, but even so, she cried out to the giant, hoping that her words, her voice, would bring him to a halt. She knew it was a spineless action. She knew it all stemmed from her fear to face reality. Yet Kay could not help herself. Next moment, her pleas were met with a roar of intense light, as if to reject them. Oh, Rusauka is attacking her? Now? Great. The lightning struck Kay, frying her flesh and bones. Her body went flaccid from the electricity, coiling around her nerves, to the point she could barely move. The pain was so intense, it froze her in place, and yet, at the same time, her heart hurt far more than her body. For she felt that the lightning coursing through her veins were the cries of his endless grief. Wow, Rusauka literally trying to murder Sakurai at this point. Because it's not like Kane is like moving by himself. It's literally like Rusauka just like trying to murder Sakurai. Great! Countless thunderclaps ravaged her body in an endless succession, crying a cry of pain out from behind her clenched teeth. She felt like she was about to lose consciousness with every single strike, but she kept her eyes on Kane and kept pressing forward. Why he's so important to you? Who is he to you? What the hell? And yet anxiety still clouded her thoughts. Wouldn't he just run away the moment she drew close enough? Couldn't he even properly recognize her? Even the agony that would have killed 100 men was currently exposed to... she was currently exposed to was nothing next to those thoughts. The emotion driving her feet was akin to resignation. Yet, this was her punishment. What? After all, she didn't want to see him like this. Even if he was being controlled and didn't have a scrap of his own will left behind, she still wanted him to stay beautiful as in her memories. So, okay, Kane cannot be older than, I don't know, like 10 years? I mean, okay, not older, but they need to know each other for like, let's say 10 years, because that's like reasonable time limit, I guess, to remember someone with K age, which is like 20 or something. So yeah, 10 years is like reasonable stretch of time, I guess, because you can remember people when you are like 8 or something. She couldn't stand seeing him as the puppet of a witch. How ridiculous. Where did she get off acting? Like she was virtuous. After all the lives she lived so far, it was laughable. But most realistically, she met him like just few years ago, probably before she became superhuman, basically. Maybe like she lost him. Like I said, like maybe she lost him and then she got these powers and she got offered that she can like revive him or something with the powers of the wish that they can get from the swastikas and stuff. And that's why she's like with them to basically revive him or something. And why was it she could put up with it all when Babylon still held the strings? Was she under the impression that it didn't matter if he was being made to kill, so long as someone with a good conscience was behind it? If that wasn't self-satisfaction, then what was? She was horrible, the worst, the absolute worst, the absolute lowest. In her mind, she didn't deny that, but... Oh shit, she actually got close to him. Damn. Holy crap. She could only keep pleading, pathetically. She embraced and clung to him tightly. Words her only tool to hopefully soothe him. Yeah, I expect that she will not use force against Cain ever. So basically, her only ability against Cain is like her toughness, and it's not really that tough. I mean, she's as tough as everyone else, I guess, but Cain is something else. Like it's like lightning attacks are like freaking like impossible to dodge. Damn. Are we going to have like some kind of like sad backstory or something? Or what is going to happen? Well, she's risking a lot. Like, he's in control, like Rusauka is controlling him. Like, literally, he can just like shred you to pieces right now. If Rusauka wish for it. Yeah. Yeah, a few days anyway. We established that because there's no necromancer anymore. Truly become nothing more than the disposable corpse. A puppet soldier controlled by the Queen of Shadows, fated to vanish as the sacrifice pawn, a mere tool. To her that was beyond. Well, fuck. Ah. A sharp pain ran through her abdomen before she could continue. See, I said this curse will activate. I said it. This is like basically betraying Reinhardt because you are going against like basically the plan, right? It felt as if the insect was crawling within her body and cutting up her innards with its claws. Yeah, you are probably dead. There's no rent to suppress it. Rusauka curse was being invoked. A smirk of the cunning witch, disguised in that ridiculous youth form, ran through her mind. She said the curse would take effect if Kay betrayed them. Indeed, trying to stop Kay in the situation could count as betraying the Obsidian Round Table. Pretty much! But while Kay understood that, she did not loosen her grip around him. She couldn't. Otherwise, she would lose sight at the very thing she craved. She would lose the very core of her being, what made her try to stop him to begin with. Oh, great! Rusauka having fun, I see. Okay. Then she heard the most grating and unpleasant voice she knew. Hi, Rusauka. She looked up to find the witch standing above her, looking exactly just as she pictured her. This is the CG with the magic, right? This is one of the better CGs of her. We had actually... We had only just like this one CG for Rusauka actually, I think, right? Oh, we had one with together in school with Sakurai, but this is like basically the only solo CG of her. I thought about one of the better CGs, but yeah, we only had one, so yeah, best CG of her. She stood behind the fence of the school roof, smiling as she looked down at Kei in the courtyard, as though she had found something truly amusing. Yeah. Rusauka addressed Kei in a cheerful tone, not paying the slightest attention to her pain. Though Kei was no lip reader, she could somehow hear what the witch was saying from this distance. Her tone made it sound as if she'd been sure Kei would betray her. Okay. How much of it is cropped, actually? Wow, her whole eye is cropped. Okay.
でもその調子じゃこれ以上何もできそうにないわねそこで何もできない自分を呪いながら苦しみもだえて死んじゃいなさいカインなんだったらそこの裏切り者一思いにやっちゃっていいわよ
So we're going to lose Sakurai before Kasumi, I guess. Like, there's no way Sakurai will survive this. Like, she survived way too many, like, things right now. And Ren cannot suppress the curse now. Even if Kane would not kill her, then she will die from the curse. Like, there's no hope for her, basically, at this moment. I don't believe there's any hope for her in this situation. Like, Ren is somewhere else, trying to fight Rusauka. Okay, maybe he will find Rusauka and she will not finish. Maybe she will, like, somehow hold on the curse and not die and wait for Ren to suppress it. Maybe that's the only like reason I can see. Like, Rusauka will be busy to deal with Ren, so Kane will not move because no one else can do this. And with that, Rusauka moved away from the fence. Kei glared up in anger at the woman, no, at her enemy.
裏切り者そう優しいのねマレウスあれだけ侮っていた私のこと
Okay.
あなたは一度でも仲間と思ってくれてたなんて
If Sakurai survives somehow by some miracle, I have no idea how. The only thing I can think of is just Ren fighting Rusauka and Sakurai somehow surviving curse. She will join us, basically. She's going to be with team with Ren and Shiro. Like, this is the only place for her at this point. Unless they will kill both Pei and Rusauka. And she can still act as the member. Because I don't think, like Reinhardt don't care at all. And Christoph is just... Yeah, he don't know this. He's not here.
光栄ねけれどごめんなさいそんなお情けにも等しい城塞も
Even pity. She would not think twice about casting her away. And now she would use that to prove she belonged to the Obsidian Round Table. That she was just depraved as the others. Kane was not playing heed to the decay of his body. Too busy with his rampage. The one controlling the corpse would have to be defeated to bring him to a stop. That meant there was but one solution. All other circumstances were nothing compared to that. She resolved herself, let go of Kane, and then she spoke. Let's go! Flaming powers! Fuck yeah! Hell yeah. Hell yeah! Are we going to see another third degree? This is basically the situation when Kay have to go all in. She need to go all out with her powers. She must use the third degree. I swear we will see third degree of Sakurai here. Damn, she looks so cool with this. I love it. Ragnar Bere manifested with those words. The ancient sword, Hihirokane, shining scarlet, wrapped in the flickering flames of the sun, forged from the legendary vermilion metal, described in the Takeuchi documents, an account of an age of the gods. Yeah, this is so freaking cool. She held up her crude but well-sharpened blade and glared at the witch on the roof that she had to defeat. I wonder how strong Sakurai powers are in comparison to everyone else. Like just raw power of her abilities. I know like she's all-rounder, as she said, so she don't excel in any area in particular. I mean, she's not that strong. Actually, she's like jack of all trades, as she said. Huh. So she can still like beat probably anyone, right? Kind of. If not in raw power, then just suppress them in some other abilities. Like Rusauka is probably not that mobile, Sakura is more mobile, so she can excel in like agility or something against Rusauka and dodge her attacks. And Rusauka is probably very weak in like close combat. And with Bei... Okay, against Bei she's fucked. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah, but yeah, she have like no chance against Bei. I can see her having chance against Rusauka, but yeah, you cannot defeat Bei. You are close combat type just like Bei, and he have like years of experience. Yeah, you are screwed against Bei.
誤射、裏切り、同士討ち。戦場なら何もおかしなことはないでしょう。ならいいわ。教えてあげる。誰にも何にも譲れない。
For the witch actions clashed against the very purpose, Kay decided to take up the sword. A purpose she would do anything for, even if it meant straining her hands into treachery. And so now she would teach the bitch that her prized treasure was not as frail as to give in to some withered old crone. Kay would show her that she wasn't going to just look the other way at Bear Boy being mockery any longer. Yep, so we have like just officially betrayal. Official betrayal, okay. And there she is. Rusauka moved away from the fence to the center of the roof. She glanced down and smiled at the lone girl, lying unconscious there, her delicious gaze sifting along her torn clothes like a snake. Oh, she already tortured her a bit, okay.
かすみさあ目覚めなさい
Or maybe she didn't torn her yet. Because she's unconscious. I mean, yeah, you want someone to be conscious if you want to torture them, right? Right. Rusauka gently stroked the girl's Kasumi's cheek, her fingers treating carefully, as though she was treating a fragile porcelain doll. Perhaps it had tickled as Kasumi trembled slightly. Her unconsciousness began to emerge out of the sea of sleep. She faintly opened eyes and looked around to get a grasp of what's happening to her. The first thing came into her eyes was someone wearing a black uniform, Rusauka. Second was the dark sky. Last was the familiar scenery of the school roof. Once she acknowledged all that, Kasumi's consciousness finally attuned to reality.
はよかすみルサルカ
Yeah,
どうしてなんで私こんなところで寝てるのも
I mean,
う夜になってるじゃないの
That's one way for her to learn the truth about situation that she's in, I guess. Yeah. Ren, that would be better if you would just tell her. You know, like sooner or later she was like destined to be in this situation. Startled by the situation, she tried to sit up, but soon realized she couldn't move her body at all. Her body was in perfect condition. She hadn't been drugged, and her muscles didn't feel paralyzed, not even stiff. Her mind was also clear. She felt totally fine, and yet she couldn't move, as though she's been bound from hand to foot.
かすみってば本当に騒がしいわね。頭の悪い子犬を見ているようで楽しいわ。
This is great, like, I like this sprite for Rusauka. This like laugh is terrifying. Like, holy shit. Kasumi gasped quietly, frightened by Rusauka's smile. Yeah, I can see that. All of her instincts screamed there was something very wrong about the sight before her.
どうしちゃったのかな。
Yeah.
今度は借りてきた猫みたいにおとなしくなっ
This is another of your terrifying looks. Pretty much, yeah, all your CGs and sprites are terrifying as hell. Yeah, okay, let's accept that. But you are still cool as hell at the same time. Rosaka could not help having her sadistic side stimulated by the sight of the terrified girl.
いい顔するじゃないのか。
Again, terrifying face.
私ね、そういう人の怯えた表情を見るのが大好きなの。
And this voice.
だから。
Oh my god, combined with her voice and personality, like, this look is just... This is just perfect. Wow. What a combination of, like, personality, look, and the voice.
何？あなたのその怯えた顔。もっともっと。
Oh my god.
私に見せてちょうだい。
Rusauka Torture's side is showing up. The shadows at Rusauka's feet began to slowly bulge up. They took on the three-dimensional form, looking like slimes out of the video game. Okay. The shadow squirms, filling Kasumi with visual disgust. Oh shit. What's happening? They slowly crept towards the paralyzing prey, quivering and whirling suggestively as they coiled around her limbs. Wait! This is 18 plus CG, isn't it? In normal version. I have a feeling like... Okay, from this description we have some kind of like tentacle action here. What? Okay. Well, that's not fun. Look at Kasumi, holy shit, okay. That's bad. Faced with what felt like the endless colony of giant worms crawling all over her skin, Kasumi broke out in goosebumps and screamed. Okay, maybe Ren will be here on time and nothing will like enter her. If you think about that. Ren, please help faster.
だね。まだ始まったばかりじゃない。
Well, fuck, okay. The tentacles tightened themselves around Kasumi even harder on Rusauka's queue. Kasumi's body creaked under the severe tension. She's getting choked to death. Kasumi let out voiceless screams as the stark intensity of the pain rushing through her. Eyes filled with tears that cascaded down her cheeks. How many abilities can Rusauka have? I questioned that before. Like, how many abilities you can have? Like, we saw so many abilities on Rusauka right now. She's truly a witch. Is her like weapon, her Evitkate, Yetzirach, or whatever the name we'll use? Like, allow her to just like use her imagination to create whatever she wants? Does it not have like specific form? One of the shadows wrapped itself around Kasumi's neck and strangled her. With her breathing cut off, Kasumi's mouth widened like that of the goldfish begging for food. Ren, either you are fast enough and get here, or this is the episode where we're losing Kasumi in terrible death. Kasumi flayed around as she flapped her mouth in an attempt to breathe. Tears, saliva, and muscles sullied her face, but the tentacles showed her no mercy, tightening their grip around her neck with enough force to break it. Still suffocating, Kasumi began to black out. All she could make out of her blurry vision was the lewd and cruel smile on Rusauka's face. I wonder if like they altered the dialogue here, because I have a feeling like Rusauka could like choking her with these tentacles and do some other stuff in the meantime to her, and this is just not in the text because this is all age version. Damn! That's such a fucking terrifying face. Holy shit. Okay, Rusauka, I don't know if I want to see you torturing people anymore. This was kinda hard. For the first time seeing you torturing people. Like, actually, I mean, we saw Iron Maidens. I mean, we didn't saw it, but we read about this. But this was like another level. Holy shit. Just when the idea that she might die crossed Kasumi's mind, the shadow wrapped around her neck released its grip. Yeah, she won't let you die that easy. Yeah, I could expect. She had fun with this. Kasumi choked on the sudden rush of fresh air that came flooding into her lungs. Oh my god. Getting to the main event, huh? So what, you will like choke her slower? Rusauka snapped her fingers and the shadows began to engulf Kasumi again. This is painful to watch and read. I didn't want that fate for Kasumi. I thought like maybe she would like turn her like flesh bit by bit, or like use these Iron Maidens or something to pierce her like all over the place. But this is like really, oh my god. I didn't want that kind of fate for Kasumi. Holy shit. Kasumi screamed from the sickening touch of the shadows crawling around her bare skin. It was a sense like none other she would ever experience, and it terrified her to the very core. For it had an otherworldly chill about it. What tormented her was not so much the shadows creeping on her skin as a sensation from eating into her very core, her soul. The condensed light containing the rod of the being known as Kasumi Ayase, her sacred land, and the values that had ingrained themselves within, were at risk at being vertibly violated. Okay, so maybe the worst didn't happen yet, and she was just choking her without doing anything else. But still, it's like getting closer and closer, I guess. Naturally, she couldn't take it. She felt she was going crazy. With her common sense of reality seemingly dimensions apart from what had been happening, there was no way she could retain her senses in the situation. She was just an ordinary girl. Yet here she was, being assaulted by the phantasmagoric shadows, with a very real possibility she might not survive. Though she prayed it was a dream, she could not help feeling that the jaws of the monster just woke up in the very... She woke up in very real. All she could do was scream. All she could do was lie there as the predator took great delight in toying with her prey. Maybe that thing is already happening.
ひどいこと？一体何のことかしら。私はただあなたと遊んでるだけだし、あなただって。
Okay, I have a feeling like the thing already happened. Great. The girl's comment was uncalled for, as far as Ruzawa was concerned. It wasn't like she was an angel herself. After all, just a few nights before, it was at that moment that it finally hit Rusauka.
あなた、あの事件のこと覚えてないの？
That you murdered people? Yes, she don't know that.
何のこと？
Rusauka looked at Kasumi closely. There were no signs of her playing dumb. Apparently all her memories of what happened, of her weight, of her sin, was completely gone.
あなた、
Great, add another way of torturing her. Just remind her of the thing. Great. Now that was interesting. If Rusauka brought the girl memories back, how would she react? Would she scream, cry, break? Or would she go mad, just like how Rusauka herself renounced and cursed God in that cold cell, finding a respite only in madness? Some tragic backstory of Rusauka? I mean, there must be a reason why she's so twisted. Okay, what happened to Rusauka? Now I'm interested in Rusauka backstory. Whatever the case, it will definitely be interesting. Rusauka smirked and spoke up in a sweet voice. Well, fuck.
記憶。
She walked up to the paralyzed Kasumi and seized the girl's chin in her fingers.
よーく見て。
You can like
私の目を。
bring people memories back? Oh my god. She's like so freaking powerful. She can do whatever she wants. Like, what is this witch? It's magic. It's just clearly magic. Kasumi stared at the image of herself reflected in Rusauka's eyes. That was... what was it that the girl reflected in those blue eyes Kasumi herself had once done? Memories forgotten and suppressed slowly bloomed back to life like the blossoming flower. A crimson flower that smelled of blood. Aha! Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that. Great. All the tragedies that happened in the park rushed through her mind, momentarily overtaking all of her senses. Many deaths, the sensation of flesh, the resilience of bone, the warmth of splattered blood. Kasumi screamed at the display of those abominable memories. She tried to move out of an impulse to flee, but that was no use. The curse still left her thoughtfully petrified.
どう？真実を知った気分っていうのは。
Wow. The voice of Rusauka is so aroused. Whoa, she really enjoys that. Didn't she? Kasumi agony was Rusauka's pleasure. Yeah, I can hear that. The witch face wrapped into the wicked, malevolent smile. Yeah. Kasumi's eyes widened as she let out a piercing shriek. By the time the sound updated, the girl had lost consciousness.
あれれかすみかすみちゃん
Oh wow. Rusauka lightly flicked Kasumi's cheek. However, the girl did not wake up, no matter how many times she did
あ
so.
らら気を失っちゃうなんてまだまだ人事なのかしらねこの子ったら意外とずうずうしいのかも
It hasn't fully connected with her? What do you mean? You mean like your tentacles were supposed to keep her awake or something? Rusauka mouthed, curved like the crescent moon. In other words, she held the potential to join the side of the world. Wait, you saying that Kasumi can join the LDO? That's not happening.
でもはしたないのこんな無防備になっちゃ誘われてると思われちゃっても仕方ないんだからね
Rusauka licked her lips and took a look inside Kasumi. What? At the form of the soul dwelling within her. Ah, so that was it. Rusauka understood what Kasumi's role was now. She had been chosen to be the first executioner, and the reason for that wasn't as tired as her mere relationship with the boy. Now it all made sense. With the blood of that lineage cursing within her, such an outcome was inevitable. Okay, what's happening? If one merely looked at the results, they've have accredited the matter to the impeccable Mercury's design. But it would be remiss to undervalue Babylon Cunning, who at the time seems to have pulled the wool over the eyes of the most of the Obsidian Round Table. As a woman herself, Rusauka had to express honest admiration for the potency of that maternal love. Unfortunately, as the witch, she could not help rejoicing at the prospect of laying her hands on such a trump card. Her feeling of admiration overshadowed by the malevolent gratitude. What? Kasumi is like actually freaking like important and have like some incredible potential? What? She's not going to join them. This is not happening. Like, there's like 0% chance. I give the 0% chance. They're just like bullshitting us right now. She had another heir to the Devil Castle in her hands. But before she could devour that sweet soul, the door leading from the roof to the school slammed open. Hell yeah, Ren arrived. I rammed into the iron door, open with the force of inertia I accumulated, dashing up the stairs. And what he saw on this rooftop, we'll see in the next episode. Holy shit, what the episode. We finally got to see Rusauka actually torturing someone in person. And I got very personal with this person. Yeah, okay, I expected Rusauka to enjoy torturing, but that was something else. Wow. Okay, I think we'll just end the episode and yeah. My brain is kinda empty now. Yeah. And also, so there's like few things I want to know now. I want to know Rusauka backstory. And I also want to know Kei's backstory and Kane backstory. Because Sakurai and Kane obviously were together or like close friends, lovers or whatever. And she lost him. Sakura is going on the rooftop together with Ren. She's going to fight Rusauka. This is incredibly cool. So she'll be joining forces with Ren. I wonder if they can like trust each other enough to fight together. So it's going to be 2 versus 1 basically. Because there's no way Sakura will just back off in this point, because she wants to like fight for Kane basically. Ren will try to protect her probably because she's wounded. Yeah, a lot might happen in this situation. And also, yeah, we have like Shiro against Bei as before. Shiro seems to have like no really chance against him. Well, there can be a lot of outcomes of this fight, so I cannot really predict what's going to happen. It's weird. Anyway, that would be it for this episode. So thank you for joining, thank you for being with me. Leave up a like if you like the episode, dislike if you dislike it, subscribe if you want to subscribe. Check my Discord, you can also become a member. Thank you everyone for supporting me, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks once again, and for the Pocket Watch, it's going out.